In the heart of Philadelphia, a new nation took its first breath. The city, rich in history and culture, became the birthplace of American independence. It was here that the seeds of freedom were sown, and the dream of a new nation began to take shape. It was 1776, and the Declaration of Independence was signed. This monumental event was the culmination of years of growing unrest and desire for self-governance. The document, meticulously crafted, was a bold statement to the world. This powerful document declared that America was no longer under British rule. It was a defiant proclamation that the colonies would no longer be subjugated by a distant monarchy. The declaration was a beacon of hope, signaling the birth of a new era. It stated that all men are created equal and deserve the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These words, penned by Thomas Jefferson, resonated deeply with the colonists. They encapsulated the very essence of what it meant to be free and set the foundation for a society built on equality and justice. This bold declaration ignited a fire for freedom that would shape a nation. The words of the declaration inspired countless individuals to take up arms and fight for their rights. It was a call to action, a rallying cry that united the colonies in their quest for independence. The road to independence was paved with courage and determination. The colonists faced numerous challenges, from battles on the front lines to internal divisions. Yet their unwavering resolve and belief in their cause propelled them forward. The founding fathers, visionaries like Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, risked everything for their beliefs. They were not just leaders, but pioneers who envisioned a nation where freedom and democracy would prevail. Their sacrifices and leadership were instrumental in the fight for independence. They understood that freedom is not a gift, but a right worth fighting for. Their words and actions echoed through the ages, reminding future generations of the importance of liberty and the cost of securing it. The signing of the Declaration of Independence marked a turning point in history. It was more than just a document. It was a symbol of hope and a testament to the indomitable spirit of the American people. The act of signing was a bold declaration of intent and a commitment to a new way of life. It was the moment when 13 colonies dared to dream of a different future, a future where they could govern themselves and build a nation on the principles of liberty and justice. This vision of self-governance and equality was revolutionary and set the stage for the creation of the United States of America, a future where they could govern themselves and build a nation on the principles of liberty and justice. The journey was arduous, but the dream of a free and just society kept the flame of hope alive. The Declaration of Independence was not just a statement, it was the beginning of a new chapter in human history, one that continues to inspire and guide us today.
The signing of the Declaration ignited the Revolutionary War. America's farmers and shopkeepers became soldiers facing the mighty British Army. Leading the charge was General George Washington, a man of unwavering courage and determination. The war was a grueling test of American resolve. The Continental Army faced hardships and defeats. But through it all, Washington's leadership inspired his troops. He rallied his men at Valley Forge, endured a brutal winter, and emerged stronger. Finally, in 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed, officially recognizing America's independence. The fledgling nation had triumphed against all odds. The Revolutionary War was a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome even the most daunting challenges. It proved that ordinary people, united by a common cause, could achieve extraordinary things.
As America grew, so did its internal conflicts. The young nation, full of promise and potential, was also a land of stark contrasts and deep-seated divisions. From the bustling cities of the north to the sprawling plantations of the south, the United States was a patchwork of different cultures, economies, and ideologies. The issue of slavery deeply divided the nation. In the south, the economy was heavily dependent on slave labor, with vast plantations producing cotton, tobacco, and other cash crops. Meanwhile, in the north, a growing abolitionist movement was calling for the end of this inhumane practice. The moral and economic arguments over slavery created a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. In 1861, this division erupted into the Civil War, a conflict that pitted brother against brother. Families were torn apart, and the nation was plunged into one of the darkest periods in its history. The war raged on for 4 brutal years, with countless lives lost on both sides. The battlefields of Gettysburg, Antietam, and Bull Run became symbols of the immense sacrifice and suffering endured by the soldiers and civilians alike. At the helm during this tumultuous period was President Abraham Lincoln. Elected in 1860, Lincoln faced the monumental task of leading a divided nation through its greatest crisis. His leadership was characterized by his deep conviction and unwavering commitment to the principles of democracy and human rights. A man of deep conviction and compassion, Lincoln fought to preserve the Union. He believed that the United States was more than just a collection of states. It was a unified nation with a shared destiny. His vision for America was one of unity and equality, where all citizens, regardless of race, could enjoy the same freedoms and opportunities. He believed that a house divided against itself could not stand. This famous phrase from one of his early speeches encapsulated his belief that the nation could not endure permanently half slave and half free. Lincoln's words resonated deeply with many Americans, inspiring them to support the cause of the Union. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War was marked by his unwavering commitment to preserving the Union and his eloquence in articulating the principles of freedom and equality. His speeches, such as the Gettysburg Address, were not just words, they were calls to action, urging the nation to live up to its founding ideals. His Gettysburg Address, delivered at the site of one of the war's bloodiest battles, remains one of the most powerful and moving speeches in American history. In just a few short minutes, Lincoln managed to capture the essence of the American experiment, reminding the nation of its core values and the sacrifices made to uphold them. In it, he reminded the nation that it was dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal and called for a new birth of freedom. This new birth of freedom, he hoped, would ensure that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people would not perish from the earth. Lincoln's vision and leadership helped to guide the nation through its darkest hours and set the stage for a more just and equitable future.
Section 4. World Wars and Global Power. The 20th century brought new challenges and triumphs for America. The World Wars saw the nation emerge as a global power. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt guided the country through the Great Depression and World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 shocked the nation, but America's spirit remained unbroken. The country rallied together, mobilizing its industries and sending its sons and daughters to fight for freedom across the globe. World War II tested America's resolve like never before, but it also revealed the nation's extraordinary capacity for unity and resilience. From the beaches of Normandy to the islands of the Pacific, American soldiers fought with courage and determination, ultimately securing victory alongside their allies.
Section 5. The Fight for Equality. The fight for freedom continued on the home front. In the 1960s, America was a nation grappling with its identity, torn between its ideals of liberty and the harsh realities of racial segregation and discrimination. The struggle for civil rights was not just a series of events, but a profound movement that sought to redefine the very fabric of American society. The civil rights movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., challenged racial segregation and discrimination. These leaders, through their unwavering commitment and relentless efforts, sought to dismantle the systemic barriers that had long oppressed African Americans. Their mission was clear: to achieve equality and justice for all, regardless of race. King's dream of equality inspired millions. His iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered during the March on Washington in 1963, resonated deeply with people from all walks of life. It painted a vivid picture of a future where individuals would be judged by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin. Through peaceful protests and powerful speeches, King and his fellow activists brought the issue of racial inequality to the forefront of the nation's conscience. They organized sit-ins, freedom rides, and marches, each act of defiance a step towards justice. Their nonviolent approach was a stark contrast to the brutality they often faced, highlighting their moral high ground. Their courage and sacrifice helped bring about significant legal and social changes, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These landmark legislations were pivotal in dismantling institutionalized racism, ensuring that African Americans had the legal backing to claim their rights and participate fully in American democracy. The Civil Rights Movement was a testament to the power of peaceful protest and the unwavering belief in the promise of America. It showed that change was possible when people united for a common cause, driven by a shared vision of justice and equality. The movement's legacy is a reminder that the fight for civil rights is an ongoing journey, one that requires vigilance and dedication. It demonstrated that ordinary citizens, by raising their voices and demanding justice, could bring about extraordinary change. The movement empowered individuals to believe in their ability to affect change, proving that collective action could overcome even the most entrenched systems of oppression. The spirit of the civil rights movement continues to inspire new generations to stand up for their rights and the rights of others, ensuring that the fight for equality endures.
Section 6, Reaching for the Stars. In the midst of the Cold War, America embarked on a daring adventure, the space race. President John F. Kennedy challenged the nation to land a man on the moon before the end of the decade. Kennedy's vision ignited the imagination of a nation. Scientists, engineers, and astronauts worked tirelessly to achieve this seemingly impossible goal. The world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong took one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind on July 20th, 1969. The Apollo 11 mission was a triumph of human ingenuity and a testament to the power of collective effort. It inspired generations to dream big and to believe that even the most ambitious goals are within reach if we dare to imagine them.